Brought to you by Subway, everybody. What's up?
Sponsored.
I
Not.
wish. That'd be awesome. Well, that'd be like kind of
Give
lame,
us
but also kind of
$10.
yeah.
Yeah, that's 2 tips worth.
3 foot long every
Yep.
day. What's up,
What up,
everybody?
everyone? We're back. FastTrack Feedback Fridays. Big man on a small horse. Seems like you must be in the chat because you are in the queue and you have tipped to skip. So you're first.
I beefa on steroids. This is going to be crazy.
The Willy Wonka fan club experience. Cool.
Yeah, can't wait. And don't worry about the work situation. We get it if you're busy, but as long as you remain interested, we will keep reminding you because we want to get you on.
Yeah, and for everyone, this is our stream, Fast Track. We give you constructive feedback on your music. We try to go really detailed, so it takes us a little bit longer, but it's hopefully valuable for you guys. And if you want to submit a track, we'll put that in the chat right there, so you can do that through our platform.
My buttons work this time. Sorry.
Nice. Our platform, like we were kind of mentioning right there, hinting at, is also in closed beta outside of just the stream functionality. So we're building like a collaboration hub that allows you to share tracks, projects with collaborators, upload versions, keep track of them, make timestamp comments, create tasks and assign those with deadlines. All of the above. Yes, the Stream Deck is present.
The buttons.
And yeah, there's plenty of buttons in the platform to push. Hopefully some useful functionality, stuff we're working on, helping you build your music teams and managing your release process with all the different things that you need to do. So that's what we're working on. If you want to get into that, be like Big Man on a Small Horse and hit us up. Just DM us on Instagram or in our Discord, and we can get you into the product. But you have to let us know. So do it.
Do it.
But yeah, we've got 4 in the queue now. We just got one from Wise Slacka. Good to see you. It looks like we got 3 return folks here. So we've got a Big Man on a Small Horse. We've got Seal Point. I think Seal Point is new.
I think Seal Point is new, yeah. And we got Market or Mr. KT. I don't think I saw you in the chat, though. What's up, Market? Say what's up.
I think he submitted earlier.
Oh, true. Okay. Samael, did you figure it out? He sent a SoundCloud link in the chat. Samael, did you figure out how to use our platform? And then also the other dude, Sudo TBH. He said that wouldn't upload, so let's know. What's up, Market? Good to see you, lads. Full disclosure.
Hey. What's up?
Ages ago, true. All right. Yeah, you were right. I had to urinate, but I'm back now. All right, phew. Thank God. All right. As long as you got it out of your system, then we'll have you here. But you ready?
Yeah, and your track is going up there.
Ibiza on steroids. Steroids 3. Wow, I feel like I need to hear the first 2 installments before I get to the trequel. What'd you say?
Oh, we need to read the description.
Yes. Ibiza on steroids 3. Steroids. Their role includes harmonica player. If there's no harmonica, I'm gonna ban him. Dancer, choreographer, merchandise designer. Track genre is house. Willy Wonka fan club experience, and I've reworked this since its last outing, and I'm keen to see if you think it's. Oop, my scroller is kind of weird. See if it's improved / is now an acceptable piece of music. Did we listen to this before? I feel like I would have remembered the name, but all right.
I think just Ibiza we might have listened to.
True, possibly. Oh, maybe. Okay. All right, you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
Ibiza, thanks for the tip, big man. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. It might have been. I don't know if it was last week, but
not last week. I don't think so.
Is that Daft Punk shit?
A little harsh in that sweep right there.
Go It would have worked, we collide like shooting stars. Never sing eye to eye, but you'll always be in my heart.
Not a high in there.
We're getting older, we're not who we used to be.
That groove is nice.
You and I are going further, you don't really talk to me. And I know that it's okay, we're different people now. Oh, it hurts to see you go, I'm still happy somehow. You can call me anytime, do you still have my number? You can call me anytime, do you still have my number? You can call me anytime, do you still have my number? You can call me anytime, do you still have my number? Like fading pictures, you are falling out of frame. We have only old memories, but I love you just the same. It never would have worked, we collide like shooting stars. Never seen eye to eye, but you'll always be in my heart. You'll always be in my heart.
Oh, nice, Brad. It's being the newest part. I feel like it's too loud. That was fire.
Cool.
I love that a lot. I liked it
Parody.
last time. I like it this time.
He's parodying himself in the chat.
Is he? I gotta check it out. Hold on.
It's funny.
I gotta get my charger. So anyways, what do you think, Josh? First impression, or should I say second impressions? Because it's the second time we listened to it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't remember like the specifics enough to know like where this is different.
Yep.
I mean, there's still, I think, a good amount of like feedback to be had on it.
Mhm.
One, the first impression was just at the beginning that like filter sweep was cool until it wasn't. Like it just the sort of back half of it was pretty like resonant and harsh.
Yep.
That was not a great listening experience. And then I think after that, I mean, I think throughout the mix, like
I
was
think it
trying
was
to,
real in general.
yeah, I was trying to listen critically, like I'm trying to imagine like what would this be like if it was produced like professionally and was like, you know, a big hit on the radio or something. I think there's just not the usage of all of those different like high mids, high frequency content instruments
Mhm.
is not what's the word, like selective enough, or like you're trying to use all these different elements that are all in the same frequency range and are kind of clashing rhythmically too. There's just so much going on up there, and I think some of those things in the background sound like they shouldn't be there, or they're just kind of like all on top of each other. If we just go to like a random section in the loud part.
Old memories, but I love you just the same.
Like, do you know what I mean? There's like that, like there's all these different parts in the background that are in the high mids range, and like the drum groove and the bass line are great, and the vocal line is great, but there's all this stuff that's distracting from that. There's all this shit going on. Do you hear what I mean?
Yes, I do hear what you mean. I'm also just replying, Mr. KT. Yeah, you can replace your old one. Just delete it and submit it, and we'll keep your spot.
Yes. Yeah, we'll move you back up if you delete
Nihoy
it.
Minoy, what's up, Farcast? Use our website if you want us to
And
listen to your
mark
music.
it. Let us know if you need us to remove it for some reason, but if you're logged in, you should be able to do that.
Yep. But anyways, yes. I don't know. I don't know if I agree exactly with the. Like, I like all the high end elements that are there, but I do agree that just the general mix is very resonant in like the hi hat kind of range. Like I know we talked about the filter sweep, and that definitely accentuated it, but just throughout, like the whole mix itself, the whole master is just very shrill in that area. So I think it could just use a nice EQ dip there, to be honest. But yeah, yeah. Did you finish your first impressions and stuff?
Yeah, I think that. I mean, that's like the main feedback I have on this. I mean, it's like it's a great. Like again, I think the melody is really cool and catchy, and like Chris mentioned, some of the lyrics are like fitting and like actually intelligible,
Yeah, I loved it.
which is cool. And it's got a fun vibe overall. I mean, I do feel like after about 3 minutes, I was starting to check out a little bit,
Mhm,
just because it was then repeating that same thing kind of over and over without adding much new.
mhm.
Um, like there's cool stuff that happens throughout. It's just about managing attention, right? Like, do you have long sections that are just like getting too repetitive? And it's really hard to judge that stuff when you're the person creating it, because like you have to listen to it all the time as you're making it, and that's very different from somebody's first like listen, right? It's a very different thing to try to perceive. So you kind of need to just like get feedback on it, or like step away for a while and come back and like pretend you didn't make it. Just imagine, if you're listening to this, are you satisfied or not? Are you engaged, or trailing off?
Mhm.
But yeah, again, a lot that's cool, but I think in terms of the execution, like some of the just choices on content could be improved a little bit, and then some of the mix stuff with just like rounding out some of the highs. I do think getting rid of some of the layers that are just not needed would help a lot with that too. That filter sweep could be less resonant, and yeah.
Mhm.
What is happening in the chat?
Brain rot, just pure brain rot. But
Medical professionals.
yeah, he asked if you should do a high frequency roll off, and I was like, I don't know if you want it to like lose the overall sheen of the track.
Oh,
I
the
think it's
surgical notch.
yeah, I think you can get a little surgical there. I don't and like it's just it also might just be a volume thing too, because I feel like in some sections that main like kind of synth is like quieter than the hi hats. Even it's just kind of weird. Like that
Yeah.
doesn't happen.
The
That's
like
like the main thing.
hierarchy and layering to me doesn't, it just doesn't feel like really close attention to detail has been paid to like, do I need every single one of these layers? Where do they live in the mix, like spatially and like depth wise, volume wise?
Yep.
It just kind of feels like everything's being put in this melting pot, and it's just like, it's gonna be fun, let's just fucking listen to it. But it's
Yeah.
it's not. It's like there's all this shit in there that's like distracting happening in the background. It's harsh in different places, and
Mhm.
then it gets repetitive. I think it needs more like discipline to like party responsibly.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it a lot. And how long was it? I didn't really grow
Or
tired of it, to be
22.
honest. That is a little long, but it is a house song, so
Yeah.
and it was repetitive. But this could be like the extended mix or whatever. But like, they always have a radio edit for house songs like this, right?
Yeah.
But I love it a lot. I think I've said it before. Reminiscent of like 2000s, 1990, maybe not 1990s, but 2000s kind of house and DDR music. Love it a lot. The lyrics sing to me, speak to my situations and stuff. I resonate with it, and it's just super catchy. I like it a lot. Daft Punk giving me Mo Shop kind of vibes, but maybe a little less complex. I think this is the thing. It's the first thing I ever wrote that I think has the legs to be a proper hit. But yeah, I need to get radio level of polish. Yeah, I think another set of ears and perhaps like a I don't know how professional you are, but a more professional set of ears to do the mixing and mastering, perhaps.
I don't know.
Uh,
I mean, well, maybe that might, I think that's like a good idea if you really want to try to get this to go as far as it possibly can.
mhm.
Don't like put
I
all
think it has like hit potential too, but yeah.
yeah. I just think though, like the bigger thing is that
I
you've
don't know
got
how much better we are.
you've
Maybe
got
maybe Josh, but sorry, continue.
you've got this core thing, which is really like the melody and the drum and bass groove. Um, and some of the other little like melodic motifs, like that step down thing, that are like the iconic like elements of this that make it catchy and just like a fun listen and a good vibe. But the rest of it, I think, could be like so much better. And I
Mm,
also think for this kind of track, when you simplify, especially like getting the shit that you don't need out of it, you can do more sonically with the mix to make it feel bigger and more clear and
yes.
just like more interesting,
Mhm.
like a space that you're in versus like a pile of sounds that somebody found and put together that happen to work pretty well in some ways, but other ways it's like there wasn't enough attention paid to those little parts. And then it'll make it easier to also like bring stuff in and take stuff out across this mix.
Yeah.
So it's not just the same cycle kind of over and over.
Right.
I think that's what you need, is to like give it a critical listen. Like, yes, you have a cool groove. Now think about like, how can you get the bare minimum skeleton of that groove, keep that in like the key places, and then take stuff away from it and only pile it on like where it's needed and in defined places. So like everything you need to know, where does it live spatially in the mix? Is there something else in that space that's in the same frequency range that's taking up that space? Are there multiple things that are clashing rhythmically, like not really quite, feeding the groove? And just like be surgical and critical and honest about that. And I think you'll have a more dynamic, interesting track that's more, radio ready.
Don't touch me, I'm sterile.
That's all without even really talking about the mix itself. I think like it'll get easier to have a great mix once you have that. Even if you can get a good mix that isn't too distorted, that you can hand off to somebody to master, then you might have something like, pretty radio ready. But I think it's just like, got to do some cleanup, some deep thought into like the structure and the listener journey, and then it'll be ready to be mixed and sound a little bit cleaner.
Deep thought. Yep, indeed. Do you want to have anything else before we give vibe scores?
No.
I like it a lot. Let's see. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Boom, 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 boom. I like it a lot. I figured it'd be a little different. Content.
Yeah,
that's like your main point, right? Like you think there's just like too much thrown at the wall in a specific.
Again, like you have the sort of luck of like finding a good core groove and melody, and that's the essence of the song. So what I'm saying is, don't fuck it up with all the other stuff. Like there are lots of parts in here that are non-critical and will allow us to focus more on the really cool parts. I love that little step down thing, the don't, like whatever that thing at the end of the phrases. It's awesome. And the melody's super catchy, and the drums and bass sound awesome.
Yep.
But there's a lot of like distraction happening in the background. So that's the main thing I think that would help with content.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can agree with what Josh's saying, but also I think it's like a house track and it can be repetitive sometimes. Like if you listen to Daft Punk's like, what was that? What is their like seminal album again? Discovery?
Robot noises. Just kidding.
Yeah, Discovery. Like, bruh, it gets so repetitive. Around the World is like ridiculously repetitive.
Well, yeah, but usually there's this thing. I don't know quite how to articulate this, but like we hear a lot of stuff that's
it's definitely cleaner than this. I'll give it that.
No, yeah, for sure. But what I'm saying is that we hear a lot of stuff that's repetitive, and then you can reference like popular examples that are also repetitive.
Yep.
But the thing is, you only have the license to repeat something a lot of times if it's extremely good, right? It's not about the repetition itself. It's about what is being repeated.
Yeah.
And if you land on something that's just so fucking like perfectly balanced and tasty, right? There's very little imbalance, then it's fine to play it a million times in a row because people want to hear it over and over. It's got that thing that makes you want to listen to it more. Mm-hmm. And that's usually a little bit of restraint, right? Mm-hmm. It's hard to land on something that can be repeated a lot of times that has no restraint. It's just got like a bunch of shit layered on top of it because it's cognitively taxing, right? Yep. The more stuff that's going on, it's like more cognitive load, and people don't want to like do mental work to listen to your 8-bar thing repeated over and over. Yeah. But if you take stuff out, it actually focuses more on what makes it good and makes it less taxing. And it's like this thing that people struggle with all the time because they want to be special or something, or like make the best possible thing. And so like adding more feels safer, but it's just this instinct you have to like overcome and then try to put yourself in the position of listening to like a great, radio ready hit and like pulling yourself out of the equation. You're not trying to impress anyone. It's just about like, how great, how awesome is this? How good does this feel to listen to?
Yeah, you don't got to cram everything in the first 8 bars that we hear and then repeat it.
Yeah,
you can give a progression. Don't blow your cognitive load, I would say, too early, right? So
yeah.
Also, if it's mixed like harshly, it also makes it much more of a cognitive load. So.
Yeah, that's true too. It's like it all feeds into the final score, right? But it's like, yeah, you just gotta keep those things in mind as you go along. Try to adjust rather than adding more often than not when you're in the composition phase.
Yup. Okay. You have a score?
Yes.
I thought the change up was pretty cool too, or like the
Mm-hmm.
transition.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Boom.
Yeah. Production.
Yeah, and then production, I think the big oopsie to me is that filter sweep being so harsh right at the beginning. It's just like,
Oopsie. Yeah.
find a way to make that not sound like it hurts.
Oopsie poopsie.
And then again, I wouldn't just go in and try to EQ less harshness into stuff. Especially, do not do that at the mix bus level either, please, because then it's gonna lose that sheen. But definitely, like, once you've sorted out the content piece, then go back into mixing mode.
Mm-hmm.
Try to make sure there's nothing super harsh, and that's probably going to be individual instruments.
Yeah.
And then like, consider just being careful around the distortion stuff, because I do think that the type of clipping I'm hearing here, I don't know if it's from the samples or at the mix level or whatever, but
Oh, you
it
heard clipping.
sounds
Interesting.
just a little bit of roughness around the edges. And again, not sure if it's from some of the samples that are part of this or part of the mix chain or some of the instruments you're using, but that to me, it's not bad, but it feels not super modern. Like, it feels like, again, we're listening to a track that's from 10, 20 years ago, kind of like Champaign Urbana vibes. Like, nobody outside of Champaign Urbana like hears about it, because it's like, it sounds not mainstream, not like mainstream enough. Like, you have to sound like pop, but just doesn't have that like smooth mix quality that a lot of people expect today. And if you're not trying to go for that, then fine. But I guess it's about your goals, right? Are you trying to get to like a really large base of potential listeners and fit into like the modern house genre, or is your thing like, I make
This
stuff
is
that
definitely
sounds
not
like
modern,
house? Yeah, I make stuff that sounds like house vinyls from 15 years ago.
Mhm.
Then yeah, that's a different thing. There's probably an audience for that too. It's just not as large. So, goals.
That's good. Champagne Havana is pretty funny. That's good.
We almost made a parody of that song of Havana for Champaign Urbana.
Oh God,
We didn't do it though.
good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good miss.
they're
Um,
called records, not vinyls. Minor point. Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
fair
Oh,
enough.
that's a couple tick off your score. All right, you ready?
Do you have anything else for production?
No, I pretty much agree with everything you said, and my main thing was like the harshness, and I agree if you do that cleanup work, one, it'll make the mix job easier because you're taking out a lot of that quote unquote junk that's in the high end there, and then hopefully it wouldn't be building up as much. But yeah, I see what Josh is saying too. I didn't quite hear clipping. I don't know if my ears are really tuned for that, but so listen to what he said there. But I do agree that it does sound like dated in terms of like it sounds like a house song from the 2000s. I think that's what he's going for, but yeah, marketability wise and like how far that's going to spread, like that's probably not the best idea. You know, it goes with your goals. So yeah, I don't have anything else to say though, so I can give my score.
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1. Oopsie poopsie gets a nice 69 from me.
Nice.
About there, yeah. Track total.
Yep.
Bing, bing, biddy, biddy, bing. I like that bass line a lot too. Bing, bing,
The revival of Murder on the Dance Floor gives me hope.
Murder. What do you mean?
Is that a song?
I think it is a song. 100% what I was going for. Yeah. Okay. Then maybe that's like an old song that got revived. Yes, I have my score. To you?
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1.
Boom.
Yeah, sure. I
Yeah.
get that song getting a 69, but I like it too much to be there. So, cool song, cool person,
Cool beans. I hope that
cool beans.
you find a way to turn this into everything that you dream of,
Yeah,
and
everything I dream of
something,
too.
yeah, and something that you can get out there and find fans for. Like, I think again, you've got this great core essence of it. It's just about being super scrupulous around the details of the arrangement and then the mixing. But I really think the arrangement is key.
Yeah, I agree. I think the focus in terms of like what are we supposed to be listening to would be nice. Like what Josh is saying, like take out a lot of the junk and then kind of introduce things here and there differently. That could help with the arrangement too. Like it keeps things
It
fresh.
keeps things exciting. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I think there's definitely maybe one last thing. The last part here, the vocalist drops out, and then there's this new brass that comes in, but it's too quiet. Like, why not make that the focus? Like, to me, I think that sounds new. It might be some of the junk that was playing the whole time, but yeah, it's like in the background. Like, why is it new and in the background? So,
Man,
anyways,
I really wish I could hear that with just the drums, the bass. Maybe the record scratches can stay, but be a little bit more low key, and then like that horn part and one other melodic thing.
There's record scratches. Holy shit!
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
yeah. Or it's like a rewind thing.
Really? I don't hear that.
It's like a rewind thing, like a waka waka.
Oh, okay. I see. Waka waka. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's like slightly to the left.
Record scratches.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not record scratches, but it's here. Look, you'll hear it. Let's listen again. No, I missed it.
Maybe it's not here.
I think it was a little bit further back, but it's like it's one of the samples
like
has a thing at
guitar.
the end of the phrases where it goes whoosh, like waka waka thing.
Okay. I thought it was
Can't
like a
make the
guitar,
sound.
like a muted note or something.
I think
Anyways.
so.
Cool. Thank you, Willy Wonka. And we'll get to the next song here. We got a
Willy
full
Wonka
queue
fan
here. We
experience.
got Trexie, Prod Andre. If you guys are in the chat, we got your song.
Oh, yeah.
But Seal Point, we should probably finish this, he says. Their role includes vocalist, mixing engineer, producer. Track genre is emo. Uh-oh. And the
Ooh.
track artist is Seal Point. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Used to be in some emo music back in the day. 3, 2, 1. Nice guitar tone.
Sounds like it's real recording. That's refreshing.
Yeah.
Forced to be the broken son, letting down the only one.
This fire.
I know it's all my fault.
This is middle school me.
I feel what I am
Yeah.
told to feel. 3 a.m. it's now plain field again.
Great
It-
voice.
It's a cool telephone thing, but it gets too quiet there.
I agree.
walk amongst the I could write 1,000 letters, but who should I address? My family,
listen
fleet,
loud
my
here.
friends have fled. Guaranteed is death and tag. No remorse for sickly sorrow-sucking fuckers just like me. Cause the truth is I could hate the world, but I'm my only enemy. It's been 2 years since I've become without guiding what to say. Anti-social, anti-normal, anti-dealing with the pain. It's like I wanna live my life, but there's something in the way. Something in the way. Something in my way.
Nice guitar. Like Taylor. I feel like the drummer's dragging though.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like there's some the band doesn't sound tight to me.
I don't know. I feel more like the guitarists might be rushing a little bit.
It might be that. The end result is the band doesn't sound tight.
Yeah. It's kind of got a cool like
I like this a lot, like content wise and arrangement wise. But yeah, sorry, continue.
honestly, I sort of don't mind the sort of push and pull feel.
Really?
I think that that's kind of like okay for this genre. Like if you were to listen to any of this stuff live, they would be pushing and pulling even more, and it's almost intentional. It's like this emotional thing, I think, where it's like it's just so intense. Like you can hear the vocalist was doing that too, like kind of. And there were a couple points that I thought, like that one seemed more like a slip up and less like sort of the effect of trying to like speed up on like the really dramatic stuff and sort of stumble around it.
I thought the vocalist killed it. I thought he has a fantastic emo voice, and
Yeah.
I don't think I have any problems with his performance.
Yeah, great voice. I mean, I thought that the performances and the content overall were like pretty good. Again, that maybe that one point, I think it was over here. Let's see if I can find it.
Guaranteed is death and tag. No remorse for sickly sorrow-sucking fuckers just like me. Cause the truth is I could hate the world, but I'm my only enemy.
Okay, so yeah, there's a little bit of slop with the rhythmic stuff, but some of it's kind of okay. I think you're right on the edge of like you could probably rein it back in a little bit to feel more confident.
Nah, it's emo. It's emo. It's supposed to be emo.
Yeah,
It's
but
supposed
you
to be
can do
over
it with
dramatic.
but you can do it with a certain level of swagger that just feels like
Sure.
you're holding it together a little bit more, but then letting it go at like the right points. Like
Yeah.
it's not just sloppiness. It's like a sort of like drunk walk type thing.
Sure.
But then when the screamo part comes in, I think there's a lot of other mixed stuff to address, but the level, I know you're obviously turning it down because it's screamo and like you can't be like much louder, but it sounded like it was quieter than the vocal before.
Yeah. I mean, the vocal before was way too loud compared to the whole band. Like, it needed to be dubbed anyways, in my opinion.
No remorse for sickly sorrow sucking fuckers just like me. Cause the truth is I can hate the world, but I'm my only enemy.
I think once the screamo comes in, it's sitting below the like chugging guitars on the sides that have a lot of like low mid buildup.
Yeah.
I think the vocal before was fine volume. You could maybe duck it like 0.2 dB or something like really minor, but we get to hear all of the like rough vocal quality and all of the like guttural stuff with that volume. It didn't sound to me like it was way above everything, but it's the focus too. Like the guitars are there to like back up the lead singer in the verse part, and he's the focus.
Mm-hmm.
But then we're still in like a verse section or pre-chorus, whatever you call it there,
Sure.
with the screamo. But now the guitars are up here, and the vocal is like a little bit lower in the middle, which I didn't love.
Right. I'm not sure if we were synced up on the play here. Let me just play this part.
But I'm my only enemy.
You're saying this part is too quiet.
Yeah. You hear how loud those guitars on the side are and how low mid heavy they are?
Yes.
They're just like in your ears, and then the vocal is like it feels more distant because there's less low end or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the low end, especially in that part of the chugging guitars, is pretty up there. And I do agree with what you're saying there. I still think at the beginning, like when I was looking up how to mix rock vocals, and I mean, I was looking at how to do the strokes.
Yeah.
Which is completely different. But like they were saying basically like in rock music, you want everything to be like as loud as possible, and like a lot of it is like it's of course to get the volume right, but like a lot of it is like you have to do a lot of EQ cutting around like the vocal, and the vocal fits in a very like tight space. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's what needs to be done here, both in that section where I thought the vocal was too loud, and this section where the vocal is too quiet. Like it needs to fit in that that pocket. And right
It
now
could help.
Yeah, it's just kind of buried, and you just kind of want to have a big sounding mix regardless. And you want to make sure the focus is adequately shining the right spotlight. But yeah,
the big thing for me in that transition is just that the transition doesn't feel smooth. Like
yes,
the
they're
way
like
that
mixed differently, it seems.
Yeah, the way that the level changes, and I'm not sure if it's just the vocal level changing and then the masking like adjusting.
That's all.
But it definitely feels like the mix changes balance at that point, and it's not in a good way.
No, yeah, it shouldn't. Yeah, it should be pretty consistent.
Yeah.
Big Man just said something crazy.
Yep.
Yes,
also, let's go back to earlier and see how this sounds.
Forced to be the broken son, letting down the only ones I've loved. I know it's all my fault.
Yeah, it sounds good. It's a great performance. Obviously, there's a lot of mixing.
The telephone effect here?
Well, yeah, then I wanted to hear that too. No, it gets too small and narrow. Like the telephone thing doesn't. It could sound better than that.
Yeah,
it sounds weird. It gets really narrow and thin and small, and then it gets too quiet. Like you just gotta. You can do the morphing thing with the effect, but it has to like maintain volume consistency.
Yeah,
and even if there's a little bit of light saturation or distortion on that, it'll help it. It'll bring out the like richness and vibrancy of the mids in that telephone effect. Right now, it sounds so thin because it's literally just like a filter band thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that could be more interesting. And then overall, there's a lot of mixing work to be done. I think. I do think that the guitars are not the best tone that I've heard. They're not terrible. I've heard much worse tone, but it's also really harsh and just buzzy. Like, oh, and the cymbals, fix that.
Let's hear it. What do you mean?
There's so much high end. All of that's the strummy stuff, the high end from the guitar like chords is just getting right in the way of those cymbals, which are like, I think the frequency of range of these cymbals is a little bit lower than what I've heard from others where it's more airy. And it's taking up like just a big band of that upper like high mids where a lot of that guitar shimmer wants to be. And the guitars I don't think are super focused sound either. Like they just sound like very broad spectrum. I would work
the
a
chugging
lot.
Or the lead?
Well, the lead and the chords here are both pretty harsh and kind of like splashy. And this obviously the cymbals are all splash, right? So it's just this big pool of like buzzy, high frequency distortedness that again, it's like things don't feel like they're fit into places to complement each other and create a big wall of sound. It's rather like a heap, like a pile of sound that is kind of sharp and fuzzy. Like those are two very different sounds that you can get in like a well, defined rock mix.
Right.
And yeah, let me just listen to this again. Especially just balance wise, there's just the cymbals are way out there, and then like the bass and the kick and the low end from the guitars is really getting lost. It's a very high and high mid heavy mix here, and I think like mixing and mastering, like going through those stages will help because it doesn't seem like it's really been definitely not mastered. Maybe a little bit of mixing.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, this is common with rock mixes. It's not to say like this is terrible.
Hard. Yeah.
It's just that you have to balance. Like you really have to, if you know how to mix rock, you know that you need to cut out basically every frequency that's not needed, not adding something good to different instruments, and always be aware of what is surrounding them. Because that's the only way to get a mix where everything has its own place and fits together, so there's no cracks in between stuff, but is like full sounding. And right now, it's like you're just not there yet. There's a lot of harshness, a lot of high mids, a lot of distortion. A lot of clashing and overlap. So that's just like the next steps, I feel like.
Yeah, I like this a lot. I'm super
cool. Yeah,
super glad that we got a song like this actually.
Yeah, for real.
Shout out Seal Point. But yeah, okay. Do you have anything else? What did Big Man say? I think he said Limp Bizkit. What else did he feel? I felt Census Fail. He said Dashboard Confessional. I feel that. Do you have a band that this reminded you of? It's almost like shoegazy too, a little bit, but
yeah, I can't think of something specific.
Yeah, but yeah, I thought it was very cool. I like it a lot. But yeah, I think production is the biggest thing here. Needs some work. Okay, I have my score. Do you?
Yeah.
Vibes 3, 2, 1. Pow. Yeah. Pretty fire. Content.
Yeah, and then the content. I honestly, I think I like 98% of the performance overall. The writing is cool, and like the structure. I think it's a little bit of a cop out at the end. The way that ends, like, I mean, it's only at 1:45, and
this is not finished. I don't think they said we should probably finish this.
It does, yeah. So hopefully there's more to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have a lot of complaints about the content.
Yeah, no, I think they're all fantastic sounding. I do stand by the fact that I feel like these guys aren't that tight for some reason. Like, sounds like they could get tighter. I don't know what happened, but yeah, I've listened to a lot of this kind of genre, and I noticed that. It's forgivable in live, but I think studio is kind of different.
Yeah.
But okay, I still like it a lot. So content, I have my score. Do you?
Yeah, me too.
3, 2, 1. Yeah. Production.
And then we talked about production. It needs to be properly mixed as a rock song, and like, no, don't just get your buddy to do it unless your buddy's really good. It is so fucking hard to mix rock well. Like, it takes just so much time and effort and expertise. It's crazy.
It really That pin is wild. Thinking of EQ like a fupa is actually an unhinged take.
What is the pin?
The pin is stroke it and fit it into a tight
Ah,
pocket. Got it.
right.
A fupa is crazy. I don't that. How does that even make sense? And you spelled fupa wrong, unless I misunderstood fupa. But I have a
Interesting.
very different. It's like FUPA, I think. But anyways, production. I have my score. To you? I think the vocal production sounds pretty good too, actually, except for the dramatic telephone. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a score.
3, 2, 1. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. I might be too high. Yeah, that's like I might be too high actually.
Yeah.
We go here. Track total.
Yeah, let's see. Track total.
You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. I like it a lot, but it needs a lot of work.
Yeah, just needs some work, but it's cool.
This
Cool
could
song.
like make my personal playlist, bruh. Oh, The Used. It was reminding me of The Used as well. But yep, shout out to Seal Point. Please finish it. We like your music a lot.
Send it our way.
Yes. And after Seal Point was Mr. KT, and it looks like he deleted his old song and submitted the new one.
Oh,
So
yeah. Okay.
we'll get to them next, just to respect the order. Sorry, Wise Slacka. Oh, whatever. No, because it doesn't make sense, right? Like, a fupa is not something that you would. It's not the. If you're a freak. All right. Anyways, I'll just stop. Look up what fupa means, Dom DeWise, and it's like that doesn't make sense unless you're a freak, I guess. But these freaks out here. Without you, Mark, Mr. KT, songwriter, producer, drum and bassist. Oops. I know this track is a touch repetitive. Boring alert. I'm just kidding. Hear your guys' thoughts on the mix and master, though. We got you, bruh. All right, you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
You 3, 2, 1.
That's loud. Whew.
Can you see me breathing? Standing here without you. I can see it's midnight.
Low end.
Can I live without you? Can you see me breathing? Standing here without you. I can see it's midnight.
If this vocal repeats like this, I'm gonna be mad.
Can you see
That's such a boring vocal.
Standing here without
Alright, get that shit off of this track.
I can see it's midnight. Can I live without you? Can you see
It's boring because it's one fucking note.
Standing here without you. I can see it's midnight. Can I live without you? Can you see me breathing? Standing here without you.
Reverb is eating in line.
I can see it's midnight. Can I live without you?
Resonant ass vocal on that lyric, the vocal.
Can I live without you? Can I live without you?
What? What is happening rhythmically?
Can I live without you?
Well, I like that.
Can I live without
Vocal adds something.
Can I live
It's a different tempo. That little thing is a different tempo.
Can you see me breathing?
No.
Standing here without you. I can see it's midnight. Can I live without you? Can you see me breathing? Standing here without you.
This vocal.
I can see it's midnight. Can I
There's
live
a lot of
without you?
low, again, lows and low
Can you
mids.
see me breathing?
Kind of overwhelming.
Standing here without you. I can see it's midnight. Can I live without you? Can you see me breathing? Standing here without
The
you.
sample's coming in a little
I can see it's
early too, I
midnight.
think.
Can I live without you? Can you see me breathing? Standing here without you. I can see it's midnight. Can I live without you? Can I live without you? Can I live without you?
There's too much like distortion in his piano.
Yeah,
Woo,
I don't
Josh, the
mind it
vocal
on
was
the
there.
I don't mind it on the piano there, but the other stuff, just everything feels like it's bloated with low mids,
Hmm.
uh, and low end, and like
It's pretty low
the
fat, yeah.
the vocal has,
Or it's not low fat, it's high fat. It has a very big low end.
yeah, even the vocal has a lot of like low mids and low end on it, and I think it sounds like it has like a reverb on it that's like dragging all of that across too, and it's just like, uh, I don't know. I think what's the thing that pissed me off the most? I mean,
Oh wait, I didn't read the Dom DeWise. Oh shit, he went on
I
a
read
okay.
that.
I need to read it. All right, continue.
Apparently, they spell it differently up in Wisco.
Okay, let's see.
We're one state away, but it's funny. All right, you can read that. I'm gonna give feedback. So, uh, yeah, I just think the vocal, like, why did you pick this vocal sample? It's just before it repeats, it's annoying because it's like this one note, like emotionless thing that's just like
Yeah,
so boring and stock. Um, and then you have to repeat it, and it's so loud too. Like it's just so loud in the mix and boomy. Um, and then I don't even know what to call that. The wub 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 thing.
I like that a lot.
I
It's like
like the texture.
it's the whole thing that makes this song unique. I think.
I like the texture and timbre, but I think it's generally confusing.
I
And
think it's like slightly behind the grid, but it's oscillating at the same tempo.
no, it is at the wrong tempo here. Let's
I
listen again.
disagree.
Can I live with
That's fine.
Can I live
No. That's right there. It gets off the grid. Do you hear that?
No, I agree. It's like slightly off the grid, but it's still oscillating at the same rate.
No, it starts on and then it gets desynced because it's not at the right tempo. I
Yeah.
guarantee it.
Even if it's
It gets more off as it goes through that
even
progression.
if it does do that, I think it's fine. I agree
Well, I
that
hate it.
it's somewhat disorienting, but like
Yeah.
I've listened to songs like that and I like that effect. It makes it unique.
I know what you're talking about. Like I've heard stuff like that, and I wanted it to be like that. I
Yeah.
wanted it to be like a cool polyrhythm type thing, but to me, it
I
was
don't know
just
if it's a polyrhythm. It's definitely not like locked
well, a
in.
polyrhythm is just like it's in a weird place rhythmically, and it like interacts in a cool way.
Yeah.
And maybe it's even just like you can do the thing where it's at a different tempo and it gets desynced and resynced, but
Mhm.
maybe it's that the difference is too small right now between the rates, and so it like sounds like it's on for like, you know, two or four beats, and then
Yeah.
it starts to get like kind of off, but not like, I don't know, it's just too confusing the way that it's done for me.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
He doesn't get it, guys. I'm just kidding.
DJ is
So
I
funny.
don't want to do a spoiler here. I think Josh is gonna drop
Yeah.
purple status. Yeah.
Yeah,
How
bro.
do you
Look at
know?
his room. Look at his room.
It's getting ready.
Yes, sir. But yeah, I'll agree to disagree there. But I see what you mean. I would say that there's definitely cooler examples. But yeah, I'm not mad at it. I think that's the best part of the song, to be honest. Like these drops here, I think are the best part of the song. They're mixed the better way as well. Yeah, I agree with Josh completely. That vocal adds nothing. I don't know what's happening here. What happened?
Sorry. You
It's
heinous wrote
funny. Yeah,
something funny.
he's pretty heinous. Yeah, bro's just disconnected. L take Josh. Go to the corner. Damn, bro. Just kidding. I love you. All right,
All right.
we'll remember that, Dom. We'll remember that.
Yeah.
Why slacker, right?
What are we
We'll
remembering?
drop,
The thing about Wisconsin?
drop another purple here. I don't know, some weird thing about their sex lives up in Wisconsin is pretty crazy.
Yeah. They do some weird stuff up there, those cheeseheads.
There's a bunch of freaks. Oh, cheeseheads is gross. All right. Anyways,
That's what they're called. I didn't make it up.
yeah, that's gross, slacker. You gotta clean up your act. But yeah, vibes. Yeah, that vocal, man. What's happening? She sings two notes maybe, but it's mostly one note. You want some curds? Fuck, curd is such a gross word too. Um,
I
do you have
guess.
anything else to say before vibes?
No.
There's I'll talk more about content, I guess, but vibes I will give. Ooh, that vocal is making me go down here. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Damn. Damn.
Wait,
All right,
I'm gonna. All right, let's go to the next one. What were you saying?
Huh?
What were you gonna say?
With content?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I thought the drops were done considerably well. The breakbeat sounded good, drums sounded good. I liked that weird burr, 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 burr synth. I thought it was cool. I do think that it was kind of low and heavy, but yeah, the main stickler on the content is that vocal for sure. It just doesn't add anything, and like typically when you have like a stab in of a vocal to like bring you back to something, you want that something to be like something you're fond of. But it's like, oh fuck, this goddamn vocal, and sure enough, when it comes in, it's the same freaking note, and it's like, we missed nothing, and then you get a whole another section where the vocal comes back in. It's like, we didn't want this, you didn't need to come back, and yeah, it just repeats the whole time. It's not good. But what I wanted to add that was new is that the hi hat in the sections that are not the drop here, they sound very very stock. It sounds like the same sample, same exact sample, no change in velocity or anything is being used, and it makes it sound like an old drum machine that I don't really, even in like just old drum and bass, I don't really hear, like I don't hear the exact same hi-hat sound. Let me see if I can find it.
Standing here without you.
Yeah, this hi-hat.
I can see it's midnight. Can I live without you?
I like that break, but like the hi-hat itself, it sounds like the same exact sample for even when the 16 notes are happening, and it's like, in a real life drum set, it's like if you cut off the way that it's reverberating, it'll have a different sound. So it's like that's not happening here, and it just sounds weird to me.
Hmm.
It sounds kind of like just amateurish at that point, but I think the drums and the drops sound pretty good. Let me see if I can play it.
Without you. Can I live without
Yeah, the hi-hats sound like they're changing and stuff there too. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, that's my kind of things for content. Do you have anything to add?
No.
Nope. Banana, it's stuck in my head. Not in a good way. All right, you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Yeah, production.
Well, and then yeah, I mean the production like isn't the worst part. I do think it's maybe a little too loud. Like I did find myself having to turn down, and when I did that, I was feeling even more this sense that like it's really low and low mids heavy,
Mhm.
and not in a good way. It just feels kind of bulbous, kind of bloated.
Yeah,
So
a little
I
bit
would
of cellulite there.
yeah, I would get that under check. I think that's the main thing with production.
Mm-hmm. You guys accept any type of music for feedback? Yeah, feedback. I thought yeah, I thought it was Facebook too.
Yeah,
Oh no, I think you already. Okay, my
I
bad.
said
All right,
something.
I'm an idiot. Sorry guys, brain rot. I might have been wrong about the whole purple thing. You don't know. You never know.
We're getting close.
Yeah, yeah, it's ramping up here. Do I have anything to add? I already talked about it a little bit. Just from the beginning, it sounded like it was loud and weirdly distorted in weird areas.
Can you see me breathing?
That piano just has a lot of low end to it, and
Yeah.
it feels like that's where it's like clipping and distorting, and it's just like kind of weird. Yeah. Anyways, I don't think I have anything else to add. You want to score?
Yeah.
All right, production. 3, 2, 1. Ugh. Track total. Here we go, baby.
Here, I'm gonna do my score with the lights.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh damn! All right.
There's my score.
Oh, sorry guys, I got the wrong idea. Let me
Oh
stop.
wait, yeah, no, now it's purple. Let's see.
Oh, is this just gonna update? All right, my score is gonna be.
It's purple.
Yay!
Just kidding.
This is.
Um,
I already got my score because we fucked around.
I think mine's gonna be right about. Fuck it, right there.
Yep.
All right.
Cool drop. Vocal L. I don't know what was happening. If you know the person, like she has a decent voice, but tell her to sing a different note. Like, come on, like give us something.
Try the next note
Or
up.
yeah, be the producer. Be a producer and just like melodyne her shit everywhere, like Skrillex or something.
Yeah.
So, Cool. Thank you for the submission. Appreciate you, Mr. KT. And we'll go to Wise Slacka next.
Did we coin Mr. KT, or do other people call you that, Mr. KT?
I'm pretty sure it's Market, but I just like
it is Market. I
just keep doing that.
I just wonder if anybody else thinks the same thing.
It feels like more of a person if I say Mr. KT.
Oh
yeah. Chris Carrots X Wise Slacka Self, a collab here. Featured artist / guitarist. Track genre includes hip hop, rap, old school hip hop. Are you spitting here?
Chris Carrots. That's funny. I think it's Carrot. Carrots? I don't know. Carrots? Could just be carrots.
Carrots, like 24 karat. I was not on the mix. That was Chris. Just overall vibe, delivery, flow, lyrics on the second verse, which is me. He's rapping. Let me know what you think. All right, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Chris Carrots XY Slack itself 3, 2, 1.
Another juicy chat there for you, Chris.
Let's smoke one real quick.
I'm too fat, my nigga, I ain't chasing shit. I got God on my side, I don't need a chick. Yeah, I'm really broke, but I don't need a brick. I'd rather put in work, go ahead and get the legal tips. To be honest, I've been focused on myself. You should do the same, you gon' run into some wealth. Times are getting harder and I know you need some help. Social media is bad for your mental health. You falling for shorties, you know that you can't smash. They tell you that they love you, but they won't cash. A one night stand ain't the plan, I'll pass. And I ain't Michael Jackson, but I know that I'm bad. You put your mind to it, it's nothing you can't do. You put the grind in it and now you in Cancun. You come a long way from eating the canned food. Gotta do it for yourself, be tough with the bamboo, and that's true.
Ancient Voice, the rap for elementary, I feel like. It was like a self-help book. Cool flow. I like it, baby.
So corroded from the ozone, it's heavy and toxic. Venom all around, it leaves you choking, it's noxious. Shit is out of order in collective conscience. People hurting people, fuck you over for profits, yeah. In the matrix, quit living the lie. No reality is factless, it's what we decide. Need to find a better way to drive this train on cocaine, like the Grateful Dead say. Slow it down, Casey boy. Have you got a plan? Cause I got a ploy. Just kick back, relax, stop stressing over that. Shoot for the moon and you'll never come back. In this same old song, same old vibe, same old rut that we've been in our whole lives. Gotta break free, freedom's what we need. Freedom from the pain and all the misery.
Cool voice as well.
Nice.
Cool flow. That last misery was like weird. Awkward. Nice beat. I think you played guitar. Player. Wise Slacka, Chris Carrots, Self. Cool.
Nice.
What you got? First impressions, vibes.
It's good vibes. I mean, I love the like track underneath it, and it was two guys on it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, both really good performances. I think the main like feedback point that I thought of is that they're both very compressed, both of the vocals, and I think that they're just getting like reduced because of it. I think they could sound fuller and like we could hear they would just sound more natural if they were not super duper compressed like that. It's like, are we on NPR or is this? Yeah. Yeah. Both of them I just thought were like really narrow and just had that low end was just too boxy, too tight. It wasn't like it couldn't breathe enough. And I thought that it made it sound like it was like vocals recorded on top of a beat more than like one holistic song. They didn't sound like they're mixed in the same context or the same way. It was like the vocals were just placed on top of the track, mostly because that aggressive compression didn't match the signature of the song underneath it. But otherwise, super cool. I mean, it's good vibes all around. It was a fun listen. Didn't get boring at all. But what do you think?
My brain is like rotting right now, like reading to the chat. He put in mental, but capitalized everything except for the last thing, and I read mentai, and then that's like dangerously close to something else.
Yeah.
They're talking about a specific bar. Like the thing about me with these, the lyrics, I feel like, and shout out to Chris K. Apparently, he's going to Full Sail, working full time with the girl and kids. That's crazy. God bless him. I hope that he makes it out. But like, me, I've listened to a lot of hip hop, and I've written some hip hop songs too. And I feel like the general vibe that I get from the lyricism here, I think both of you guys perform it pretty well. You guys can flow and have pretty decent rap voices. I think you guys both sound pretty good, sound pretty confident. It's just the things that I'm hearing are very, they sound very like surface level. Oddly enough, on a song called Self, like there's no like personal thing that I can get from this at all. Like I don't hear a story that's being told. I hear just like kind of general facts that could be attributed to anybody. Like funnily enough, it's like a broke boy anthem, which is fine, but like in the beginning here, like just listen. All right, here we go. Let's smoke one real quick. Yeah, it's like I mean, I got like it's like got God on my side. There's a lot of people that are religious.
I think you clicked around and we didn't hear that part, but it's fine.
Oh, my bad. Shit. Okay. Well, yeah, it's just like, he's got no money. He has no girl, and it's like, that could be real stuff too. But like, it's like, and maybe people relate to it, but it's just like, yeah, and what? Like, what makes it special? Like what makes it worth listening to? Like, what makes it worth coming back? Um, yeah, I just wish it was a little bit more personalized. And like they go on talking about like, you got to do this. You'll make it in Cancun or something. It's like you couldn't have picked like a more cliche like location. Like it's like just everything. I feel like it's just not personalized, and like that's what I want to hear from a specific new artist that has like just comes onto the scene. Like I want to hear like something that I haven't heard before. Like what makes you special from the rest of them too. And yeah, for Wise Flacca, I think, and they were talking about some bar about trains on cocaine. I didn't get it, but it seems like it is a reference that goes deeper, which is cool. That was another thing. Like I didn't hear a lot of like clever lyricism or wordplay or like a bar meaning like, oh, there was a play on words or a metaphor or a double entendre or something that like just like not semantically. Semantic is more meaning, but it's like I don't want to say logistically, but like, oh, that was just like a cool play on words that they did there or something. Like I didn't like sense any of that. Like someone like Lil Wayne, for example, like he just freestyles, at least old Lil Wayne, he like freestyles, and like every bar that comes out is like clever, and it's like a play on words that was like the last thing that he said. Like that's not what was said here. It was more of like a let me tell you who I am. But the story that I got of let me tell you who I am was very kind of surface level. I left like they're just like a general person that doesn't have money, that wants to go to Cancun after working hard. It's like, tell me more. That's what I want. So
Yeah.
that's my overall vibe of it right now. Do you have anything else to say before you give scores?
Lil Wayne is a fraud man, according to DJ Heinous.
Lil Wayne is a fraud? Says who? What are you talking
He
about?
can't play
Explain.
guitar, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, he can't
Remember that?
skateboard either, but that's not why he's famous for sure. Who is Chris Cray? Why is he playing futsal?
He's a fraud because Lil Wayne is actually really tall.
Full sales to online music college. My verse was better. He's definitely still working on bar spitting. Yes. Oh shit, Dom. Your lost son. It was a Grateful Dead reference. Yes, I was totally missing it. But Lil Wayne is a fraud, man. Railing a line. Doing a line. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, maybe I'm just like an idiot and I didn't catch those. Let's see. So I'm assuming that's the train's X cocaine correlation. On that train, like Cocoon, like the Grateful Dead, slow it down, Casey. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So that's my overall. I'll go ahead and give scores. I've vibe. I'm feeling almost like a Dreamville kind of J Cole vibe on this.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see. Where am I at here? I think I have a score. Do you?
Yeah.
All right. This one's for the broke boys. 3, 2, 1, including me. By the way, I'm not very well off. I'm like not very well off. I was gonna say like I'm okay, but nah, I'm a grad student, bro. Like we don't get paid
Student life.
shit. Yeah. All right. Content. What do you got?
Well, yeah, I guess this ties into content, but I was gonna say like, I think that a lot of the vibes are driven by the beat behind it, and I sort of don't want to know like how much of it is just a sample versus how much you like put together. But I mean, it's a good example of something that is so well composed and just like well balanced melodically and like with the parts that are in there that you want to hear it over and over and over, right? It like literally the same melody basically is throughout like the whole track, and it doesn't get old. Like it was still like playing back afterwards. So just a good example for people of like this is just so laid back and it's not trying to do too much, and it's got great melody, great fundamentals, so it's great to listen to it over and over. But if you were to have like packed it with other shit going on, it probably wouldn't be the same case. So
Mhm.
props for that. But yeah, I think you have more to comment on with the lyrical content.
Yeah, something just came to me, and Don the Wise, they're the second verse there. So like, just expanding more, like I think your verse specifically, you're talking about people fucking over people, and how like the world sucks. And do you see how like me just saying that it's like very general, and it's like no, no, no. How did the world fuck you up, and why does it suck? And you're saying like we gotta like fight the pain or whatever. What was the pain that you were feeling? Like you were
Yeah,
naming something that might evoke an experience, but I didn't get any of that experience personally from you. You know what I mean? So that's like a kind of vivid example that came to mind where it's like, yeah, can you just like elaborate? Like, what is the pain that you're feeling specifically? You know? Um, yeah. So that's what I say. Sorry for the trash typing. I was on shelter, just on the shitter. Oh no. Sorry. Completely new phone, so not used to the keyboard. Yeah.
he
But
said he live tracked the guitars, which I'm impressed with. It's cool.
what does live track mean?
Like played them.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, guitars were fire. Yeah, my biggest gripe was just this is like a hip hop rap song, and had the I had my criticisms on it. But yeah, there's a lot to like here too, and I think I like your guys' voices. I think was it you that said misery? I think that was like an awkward delivery, but everything else sounded pretty good. So shouts out to you guys. I just want to. It might be weird for me too. Like I don't know. Like Josh might have liked it a little bit more, but I'm I've listened to so much hip hop that I like shit that nobody has said before, and it tends to be like weirder artists.
Yeah.
So, take my advice with a grain of salt, but like, yeah, I just want to hear something that makes you you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got my score for content. Do you?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. And production.
Yeah, in production, I mean, again, the main thing for me is just that like I think both vocals are too compressed, and it sounds like you bought the beat from someone and put vocals on it, which isn't the case, but it sounds like that because they're so different sonically.
Mm.
And I just think it takes the life out of the vocals. I just think
Uh-oh. Looks like Josh has got. Oh, he's back. Okay. Ba-ba-da-la-ba, ba-ba.
there we are. Yeah, it's just like I think it makes them sound less like the people underneath because the like compression and all the boxing in of the low frequencies and stuff just makes it sound like NPR rather than like a clear, cutting vocal. So
Yeah, you
that's the
don't
main
let
thing
me
for
out.
production for me, but it's
I agree.
also a bit quiet. That's the other thing
Yep.
overall.
Yeah, you could see it in the
A
waveform.
lot of headroom to go. Yeah.
Indeed. I thought he was going to the corner. Yeah. No, no, no. He hasn't said anything wild.
No.
I agree with your points completely. Yeah. It doesn't sound professional.
Am I
So
going to the corner for this?
I was at the red corner. This is not a red for sure. Not.
Yeah.
All right. I have a score. Do you?
Uh, yeah.
Wait, let me get a couple snippet here. How do I go to a place that had no vocals?
Oh, okay. Wait, yeah, find it if you want to, but I have another comment.
Okay, no. Like, I meant to like go in the middle of the track there, but I for some reason I found like the space between. But
Oh.
anyways, I just wanted to get a glimpse of the production again before I gave it a score. But
The other thing I realized, maybe I can find it here. Let's see.
It's noxious. Shit is out of order in collective conscience. People hurting people.
I
Fuck you.
think the beater noise is too far. There's too much beater noise on that kick. Yeah, it's a little bit aggressive. I think the kick is a little bit out of proportion with the rest of the track overall. Definitely, like, it's louder than the vocal, which probably shouldn't be the case. And that beater noise just sounds like I'm being hit with a shoe over and over. Let's hear it.
He leaves a choking, it's noxious. Shit is out of order in collective conscience. People hurting people, fuck you over for profits, yeah. In the matrix, quit living the lie. No reality is fact.
It's if you listen to the high end, don't focus on the oomph, but like the high end of that kick, there's like this palpable, like, rubbery sound that's on there. That's really, again, like louder than the vocal itself. So I would just be careful, like, shape that kick so that it punches through but doesn't like distract with like a weird like frequency profile, and also isn't louder than everything else just because you want an aggressive kick. Like, you have to balance it with everything.
Yep. Yeah, even there, it was like shit is out of order in collective conscious. What is out of order, and how does it affect you? And then it's like people fucking over people for profit. It's like, okay, yeah, but like, what about you? You know?
Yeah.
It's like, why? Like, tell me a story like that gives that same message. You know? Anyways, yeah, you know my feedback. This is production.
So wait, why Slacka? Did you produce this or did he? Because it just says you're featured guitarist or featured artist and guitarist.
No, yeah, he's the featured artist and guitarist. The Chris Carrots is the one that produced it.
Okay.
What do you say? I'm 100% hard agree on the unprofessionality. I'm not pushing him because I know how crazy his life is. You feel me, bro? If he's going to music university, he needs to learn how to make music, right?
Is he doing music at
Don't.
Full Sail?
Yeah. Music is a online music college. He said.
I thought Full Sail is for more stuff than just music, but
I think so. I think it is like media and stuff, but I think they're doing music. So
got
I mean, there's a way to like give feedback and not be like a butthole. You know, like you don't have to be like, "Yo, this shit sucks, bro." You'd be like, "Send them the stream," and like that's what we're here for. Like we're
yeah.
gonna give them feedback. So
Once you get the email that says, "Hey, you got reviewed," there will be a link included. It might be like the link on the button, but you can send that to him, and it will go directly to this timestamp in the.
bro, if he's trying to do music as a career, this is part of his studies. It doesn't have to be part of the class. And
Yeah,
we
true.
me and Josh and DJ Haynes might just give better feedback than some of these professors. So you know,
Could be.
talk about it. Yeah, we had a way worse this side project. Yeah. But send it over. I'm sure that he sounds like a decent guy, as long as he's not like butthurt or whatever. Like, and can take criticism, then that's important. So, anyways, you have a score?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Boy, track total.
Track total. Let's see.
I guess that's a little low for me. I'll go here. Track total. I'm at. All right, 3, 2, 1. You ready? You have your score?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Yeah.
Sweet. Cool track. Just work on it and it will be cool. But yeah, great performances, great effort, team.
I'm a felon and a trash rapper. Bro, you're a felon and you have nothing to rap about? Bro, you guys are a felon.
You and Trump both.
Yeah, bro. Talk about you and the president. We go way back.
Yeah.
You can lie. It's okay. I don't need that real shit. No, just kidding. But
you can obstruct justice. It's all
you're not
good.
a trash rapper at all. I just want to hear your personal story. I barely got your personal thing, you know?
Yeah, tell us all about.
I got like your stoner discussion on how like the world sucks, and it's like, wait. Tell us why. Like I don't care. Like the world's going to shit. Why is the world going to shit, bro? Like
maybe you'll discover some things about yourself in that process.
Literally. What's going on in your conscience, bro?
Yeah.
But okay. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for the submission. We
Yes.
definitely want to hear more. We got one more song here, Trexie, and we got Andre Bugatti in the chat. Thought you was all
Funny name.
caps. We got one spot left, guys.
Yeah.
As you see in the website, there's only room for 5. So we'll give Andre the opportunity to tip. If you tip, or whoever wants to sneak in this last slot here, if you tip, you can skip, and we'll play you right away. If not, you'll be first next week, because we play the tracks in order that they're submitted, to be fair. But we know that people have deadlines to meet, so we have the tipping option. So if you use that same website, you can go to the top left corner there, and enter $5. It's a $5 minimum to tip, and that'll get you to play next. So if you guys are going to tip, let us know. If not, we'll go to Trexie's track, and we'll push everybody else to next week.
Yeah, and so Andre, if you or anybody else who wants to submit are planning on tipping to skip to be the last track today, let us know in the chat so we can wait for you. But I'll also explain our other thing here as FastTrack. So we're not just feedback stream; we're actually a startup that's Andre tipped.
He did? Oh
Yeah.
shit! Andre Bugatti, bro. I was about to say you got a Bugatti, bro. You can get $5, but he did it.
Nice. All right, so you'll be up next. But what I was just gonna do my little blurb here. We are not just feedback stream. We're actually building a music collaboration platform. So helping you can upload projects with tracks in them and versions under those tracks. So as you work on stuff, you can share that with your collaborators and have them leave timestamp comments along the waveform. You can create tasks that you assign to people with deadlines and reminders. And soon you'll be able to build your own teams. So you can define who does what, what roles. You'll be able to define like royalty splits and just see all the activity that's going on with your team and message them and, manage your whole music release cycle. So that's what we're working on. Very much open to feedback and ideas that you guys have. And we'd love to get you into the product. It's currently in closed beta, but if you want access, just hit us up. All you have to do is like message us on Instagram, either our FastTrack_music one or our individual ones, or hit us up on Discord and just say that you want to get access. And we will reach out. We're doing like little one-on-one sessions just to figure out what you need and how we can help you and how we can build like a better product, and to run some new feature ideas by you too. So if you're interested in that, just hit us up. Let us know. We'll go ahead and get you into the product. But yeah.
Yep. He says he fucks with it heavy. So,
Sweet.
Yeah, get on that beta, bro. You just gotta message us and we'll get you on.
Yeah, and
I've been trying to message DJ Heinous. Maybe you could beat him out because he's slacking. He could yip yap all day in the fucking chat, but he can't get a fucking appointment together. But anyways, I digress. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for the tip, Andre Bugatti. We'll get to you.
Mm-hmm.
So Thought You Was. Their role includes songwriter, composer, lyricist, artist, vocalist, pianist, bassist, percussionist. Are you being for real here? Mixing engineer, producer, vocal producer, drum programmer. Crazy.
Nice.
Track genre is R&B. This is my next single. Hope you guys like it. Fire. Is this pretty much done, or is it a work in progress still? Do you have any specific things for us to listen to for feedback? Let us know, Andre. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Bugatti 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought you was my lover. You broke my heart a million times. I left with pieces in my hand, and you was like no other. Go ahead, let you go. I'm tryna be somebody else's man. Low-key kinda want you, but no. Your love's just for sure. I low-key kinda want you, but no. Your love's just for sure. Reminiscing in my dreams. I see your whole physique.
Andre, what speakers are you using?
Turned you into a W. I'm tryna put some P. My new chick woke me up.
Are you in a small carpeted room by any chance? That's way too much bass.
Now you see me rolling up this reefer, finna take away to the sky, but hear me out, I'm finding peace. When I exhale, girl, I be beautiful.
Yeah, that's cool.
Hope your next man, he stay true to you, true to you. Thought you was my lover. You broke my heart a million times. I left with pieces in my hand, and you was like no other.
been making music.
else's hand. And if the hand don't come around, I hope you say I have been the man. Know you're missing me. First Sunday of the month, girl, used to have them shopping sprees. I put you on Bottega, Lenciaga, makes a Prada with Supreme. And I know that you keep waiting, maybe girl, just do your thing. It's like it when I sing. You see me in it, I don't swallow high, I need a drink. I know the ship is sink, but would you still go down for me if I was on your team? Yeah, yeah. Thought you was my lover. You broke my heart a million times, I left with pieces in my hand. And you was like no other. Go ahead and let you go, I'm tryna be somebody else's man. The low-key kinda want you, but no. Your lips just for sure.
That pitch shifted background thing is kind of and that's a lot of distortion too right there. Yeah. But
This that kind of
abrupt there.
It's that kind of song, you know what I'm saying?
Let's get ready for that.
Uh-oh. Red already? That's crazy. Don't
yeah,
at you, bro. I'm atting you for sure. I did everything. This is pretty much done. Just finalize the master. Adam T510 sub. Turn the bass down.
The Adam stuff is good. I mean, it's weird to me that you have a sub.
Yeah,
maybe the
huge.
fact
is it
maybe
broken?
It's possible the fact that you have the sub is making you feel like your mix is fuller than it is, when it's actually. We'll talk about it.
Let's hear it. What you got?
There's
you got,
a lot to discuss.
A lot to say, yeah.
Okay, so you said, yeah, I did everything. My response to that would be, you should not do everything. I think you should do the songwriting and the vocals and the arrangement and not the mixing. I honestly think you should not be doing the mixing for this, because something about either your speaker setup there or your room or just your ears are not doing the song underneath justice.
Yeah.
My best description to the mix would be delaminating. It sounds like things are just doing their own parts. The hi-hat with the drums is like in its own realm. The way that it drives along when there's just like this halftime like slow bass thing and the chill vocals, like they just don't. It's like a band where none of the members are listening to each other. They're just like doing different shit. It's not to say any of those parts are bad. It's just like they're from different songs, or they're not like locking together and complementing each other. Mm-hmm. So I mean, again, I'm impressed with like your vocal performance, and I think a lot of the harmonization stuff is cool. But I also think that the effects around that like octave, what is it, like the octave up thing that's like slightly in the background and like telephoned and a little bit distorted, and it's just kind of like tagging along for a lot of the song.
No,
and
it's like every vocal has 5 layers of vocal on it.
Yeah, and there's like it sounds like it's delayed a little bit too. Like there's a little bit of a delay effect there, and
yeah,
like
which makes it unintelligible.
Yeah, like you're ruining your own good performance.
Yeah,
honestly, like set the pride aside, keep writing, keep performing, have somebody else mix your stuff, please.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's weird because it's also like you've got a lot of high quality sounds. Like I think you have a good ear for this stuff. So I don't think it's even like necessarily your judgment. I think it's just like your setup. Like it's either your mixing setup, like if you have a small room where there's a lot of like build up in certain frequency ranges, it's going to make them sound fuller to you and less full to us. Or if things are being absorbed, you're not going to hear all these frequencies that are building up that we are hearing. So I that's my main take on it, is like, it's a cool song, great melodies, good performances, but the mix is whack.
Yeah. That's true. It reminds me of the do you know the song Shoddy Wanna Fuck?
Yeah, we've mentioned this. I don't remember it well enough to...
Oh god, I gotta show it to you. It reminds me of that. Do you have any comments on like the vocal quality, like the way it was recorded? Does it sound like a cheap mic to you, or is it like just the way that it's mixed?
Let me see.
Is it just over compressed, or?
Wow, and coming right into it there, that key sound is so loud.
The keys, yes.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Here, let's see.
When I exhale, girl, I be beautiful.
I think the vocals just getting lost in the mix.
No, if you go, can you go from the beginning, just the straight up beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That piano is so loud.
It is
Piano
super loud.
so loud.
I think the vocal. I mean, it sounds to me like there's just a lot of band passing being done on the vocal to make it really narrow and almost telephone-ish,
Dude, it
and
literally.
compression.
Let me type this in so you guys can look it up.
I actually wonder if was this a WAV file or like an MP3 or something? Because the vocal almost does have a little bit of like a MP3 compression type sound to it,
Yes.
like a warbling especially when it gets lower in volume, like it's breaking up. I don't know if you have like a gate on it that's doing something weird or what's happening there.
You should be able to get a really good quality with the NT1A as well. That mic
Yeah.
is like a good, well-known, like good mic. So, yeah, it must be the way that you're processing it, which is it's again like you have a good performance. Like stop fucking it up, stop fucking it up in the mixing room.
Yeah.
But yeah, look up "Shawty Wanna Fuck," and that's what it reminds me of. Like immediately, it's kind of crazy. You have
Yeah.
a better vocal performance than he does, but it's just like when it came in with that, I was like, oh my god, this is the same like mix as "Shawty Wanna
Really.
Fuck." Yeah, I'll show Josh afterward. I'm sure he'll agree.
Andre, you can also be the producer but not the mixing engineer or mastering engineer, and that could help too. Because if somebody can just like come around with a preliminary mix as you're in the process, you might realize like, oh, that hi-hat part and that bass and drums and whatever, just like things don't work together well.
Yeah.
The mix and the arrangement feed into how that feels. So it's both, but I just think that like the parts don't feel like they are in the same energy quartile and like the mix doesn't help with any of that either.
Yep. Cool. You got a score for vibes?
Yeah, let's see.
Whoa. I got that song stuck in my head. Shawty wanna fuck.
All right, I know.
Shawty likes it rough and she's got a big oily butt. Are you ready? Three,
Okay.
2, 1.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
A big round wet McMuffin. Shawty's got sexual techniques. That song is so funny. That song is so funny.
Jesus.
But okay, content. What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I think I talked about it. It's like I like the overall the melodic content. I think your vocal delivery is good. I think some of the the harmonies are good. Just make sure they're not overbearing.
Too much.
There are too many parts overall, I would say.
It's on the whole time. That gives no variation. And like Josh said, they're slightly delayed. And I think they might also be different like recordings. So like that all makes it all makes like the intelligibility like I can't hear like the words that you're saying, especially when you do like the faster parts in the verse. Like there's no way I can hear what you're saying. I can't really make it out. I don't even remember the hook of this song really. So yeah, please fix that. Because you do sound like a good singer, but lost.
It's a little bit, yeah, I don't know, like from an earworm hookiness perspective, I do think that the bass line or like something about the progression that repeats is kind of like underwhelming a little bit. It just doesn't have like a super impactful like resolution. It just kind of goes in a circle, and it's kind of awkward how the drums kind of like stop and start up, and there's just like all this whoosh of bass, and then there's like these little weird harmony parts that are just swirling around the whole time. Like it just needs to like figure out its identity. Like what's the energy
Even the
level
lyrics,
of the track?
the lyrics that I did catch were like, "Moving on, I'm gonna be someone else's man, but low key, I really want you." Like literally, he says like low key, like it's like it goes back and forth. That it's like, oh yeah, I can move on. I'll get my new girl Balenciaga and all this shit, but low key, I still want you. It's like, wait, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So
it's about focus. You know, it's like you can't do everything all at once. You have to decide like what is the energy level at this part of the song. Is it, if it's like a lower energy level, like don't have like a driving hi-hat part over this slow like halftime bass thing and your chilled out vocal harmonies. Like it just doesn't fit together. It sounds like people that, you know, different parts of the band are doing different things. And yeah, I think DJ Hanus is gonna enjoy the rest of his
yes you looked it up. Shawty wanna fuck on repeat. Oh, it's so good.
It's funny.
That tune is such a banger, dude. It got like a massive resurgence where, um, it got so much attention recently that the guy who made it, like he made it like a decade ago,
Hmm.
he came back and made like a series of songs, and I don't think I listened to them all, but "Shawty Wanna Fuck" is like such a good song. Me and my friends sing that for karaoke like every time. But all right, you have anything else before we give scores for content?
No, I've got a score.
All right, 3, 2, 1. I'm so glad that DJ Haynes went to go look it up. That's so funny. Ah, okay, production.
Um, and by the way, I mean, I put that score because I think there is promise in like some of the core elements of this. You just need to decide like what is the driving element or the driving like energy level in different parts of the song, and just have it be more cohesive content wise. But like again, I think a lot of your melodies and your performances are impressive.
Yep.
Okay, and then production, yeah, it's just all over the place. Just like so much bass and sub bass, like oh my god, not well balanced at all. Try listening to this in a car and
Oh yeah.
compare it to a reference track, like it's gonna be a mess.
Mhm.
And then otherwise, yeah, just why like the hi-hats, just the leveling and hierarchy
The
doesn't make
piano,
sense.
yeah, the piano is ridiculously loud compared to everything
Yeah,
else.
yeah. It's kind of an odd sound. I can't decide if I like it or not. It's like it's got almost like a filter sweep, like wah type effect, but not quite. It's a little bit like plasticky. It's hard to describe, but can't quite tell what the timbre is supposed to be on that keys part. It's just kind of ambiguous.
This song has completely left my memory for "Shawty Wanna Fuck," and I can't think about the song anymore. It's a wild technique. So I'll give it on my gut based on production. But do you have a score?
No, I don't have a score yet.
Okay,
Let's see. Yeah, all right, I have a score.
3, 2, 1. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Yeah. Oh shit! Okay,
I just
yeah.
think between redo and develop,
Oh yeah,
it's closer
production
to
wise, you're
develop,
right.
but a lot of shit needs to be redone here.
You're right. You're right. Why is the bass so? Why is the bass so loud? That's so funny.
Yes.
Track total. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shawty wanna fall? Whoa, whoa. You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Oh, there we go.
Boom. Within
Whew.
1%. Must be accurate.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Andre Bugatti being a good sport. He says, really good feedback. I'll revisit the mix, see if I can get second ears on it. I mainly mix in my headphones and record on the NTA. So, yes, please revisit the mix. Send it back to us, too. We'd love to hear how it gets improved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say just a general like tip, not really tip, but maybe like thought. If you have any intention of like getting your music to be big or like not just doing it as like a little side hobby for forever, I feel like a lot of us, like I'm guilty of this too, but what?
He should replace the lyrics with Shawty Wanna Fuck.
Yes, do that.
It's
No, but like if you're serious about your music, don't fall into the trap of feeling like you have to do everything yourself.
Yep.
Because nobody is good enough at all the things to make something that listeners actually want to listen to over the other 40 million plus artists out there.
Yep.
So like
Gotta team up.
yeah, you gotta team up. You gotta like find people that either also want to like grow their careers and work with you, and that you don't necessarily. It's not just like a transactional thing. That's probably the best way to do it. But obviously, there are places you can find people to help you with stuff you don't like doing. One of the places in the future will be FastTrack, where like our intention is to help you build your team and more easily work with a regular group of people and just communicate and collaborate. But eventually also to find people that you want to work with. So we talked about it before. We have a closed beta of the product, this platform to help you organize your projects, your tracks, versions, timestamped comments, tasks, and soon your teams. So if you want to join that, just let us know. All you got to do is hit us up through our Instagram. That's either fasttrack_music or either of our personal ones. And Discord is also a place that you can join and let us know if you're interested in getting there. But yeah, otherwise, what is
I think Maxi Boy is the guy who sings "Shawty Wanna Fuck," and he said you should get him on the track and then let him do most of the work.
Yeah,
That's funny. But okay, thanks guys. If you're interested, including Big Man, hit us up for the beta. Andre, you said you're interested too, so we definitely want to get you on and get your opinions. Um, yep. But we explained what it was. Do you have anything else to say?
Nope, just follow us on Twitch if you want to get notified when we go live again. That should be every Friday from 5:30 to 7:30 Central. I think we're good for next week as well.
Yep.
And yeah, other than that, shit, hit us up if you want to be in the FastTrack closed beta, be one of our first users. And also you'll get to shape the product. So if you like need a solution to make your music life easier, then that's a benefit there too. Yeah, nothing else. Otherwise, we'll see you all next week. And
everybody go to YouTube and look up Shoddy Wanna Fuck. And once Josh is done with the intro, I'll sing us out. Or the outro, I guess.
All right. Thanks everyone. I'll let Chris lullaby you and have a good weekend.
The Shoddy likes it rough and she's got a big oily butt. And a big round wet McMuffin. Shoddy's got sexual techniques. Dude,
All right,
switch